Hello, my name is WalkThrough and welcome to DroidScript video tutorial. Today we will be looking into DroidScript, what is DroidScript and what are the functionalities of DroidScript. DroidScript allows you to build your own Android applications using the DroidScript app. So you can build your own applications using the DroidScript app. So DroidScript app contains a scripting engine which allows anyone with a bit of JavaScript knowledge to easily write apps for their mobile phone or tablet. You can write very simple apps with just a few buttons or more complex ones which include dynamic graphical interfaces such as DroidScript application itself, which is written using the very same engine. As well as creating graphical interfaces, you have access to the accelerometer, the compass, light meter, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, camera, GPS, SD card, SMS, email, internet, and more stuff. We are always adding new functionality to the engine, so if you want something added, just let us know via email or leave a comment on the forum. You can also find links on the forum to our forum and our Twitter feed on the about box of DroidScript. When you first start DroidScript, you will see a series of icons used to run your JavaScript apps. There will initially be a simple yellow example. You can launch the app by simply touching the icon. So let's get to our DroidScript app. So here is the DroidScript application. So this is the icon used to run the program, the JavaScript app, and this is the simple yellow world example app for you to try. So this program come along with the DroidScript app. You can launch the app by simply touching the icon. So we have run the app, and this is a simple hello world example with an image and a button. So when I press the button, you see a pop-up that says hello world. So you can actually do this with DroidScript. You can write codes that let you do this very easily. Let's go back. So there are other functionalities or other available options for the installed app. If you long press on the app's icon, you see a list of available actions. These actions do certain things for your program. You can edit the app, you can rename it, you can copy, you can delete, you can create a shortcut on your home, on your launcher home. You can create a shortcut that gives you a direct access to the application. You can share the SPK. An SPK is an program package that you can send to others and can be installed in the DroidScript application. Please note, this is not a full APK package, but a package that can only be opened with the DroidScript app. And build APK action. Here you can actually build a full APK package, a full application that can be installed on your friend's phone or on anyone's Android phone. So DroidScript allows you to edit apps right here on your phone. Sorry for that. If I long press, you see an edit action here. Select the edit option. So you can write any code for your app here. So code here is written in JavaScript. As I've said, DroidScript uses a JavaScript engine. The apps are written in JavaScript. You can also edit your apps on a PC or Mac in a browser using the built-in Wi-Fi editor by touching the small arrow button on top. Here there is a small arrow button. This is a Wi-Fi icon. You can press here. So what you do is you open, firstly you connect to the same Wi-Fi as your PC, or connect to the same network with your PC. You go to your browser. It can either be Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, or any other browser that can access any network. Go to your address and type in this address that you are shown here. So every time you press on the Wi-Fi button, it shows you the address you can use to connect to our Wi-Fi editor. So editing with a full-size keyboard is much easier, and we recommend that you use the Wi-Fi editing for long coding sessions, especially for larger projects. The Wi-Fi editor also allows you to easily upload image and sound resources to your app. So these are some of the functionalities that DroidScript have to offer, and there are more and more of stuff that you can find with DroidScript. So with the DroidScript app, we have included samples for you to try. You can try samples. So DroidScript comes along with many simple apps, ranging from very simple hello world type apps which show a single button to a more complex ones which involve web pages, Wi-Fi and phone PC communication. So it's a good idea to copy the script in one of these samples as a starting point for your own apps. Try to find the one which best matches your requirements. It can either be a camera snap app you want to build. You can come and see the samples there. It will be a good start for your app. Or you want to build your own launcher, you want to create your own Android launcher. There is a sample here which allows you to see what you can start with when you want to build a launcher app. So there are samples at the bottom. These samples are only available to premium users with premium access. So you cannot open these apps, these samples, if you are not a premium user, a DroidScript premium user. So if I try to open these samples, it says please upgrade DroidScript premium to access this. You can become a premium user by just pressing the menu button here. A menu shows up. Select the premium option. There you see a premium dialog pops up. You say go premium. So these are some of the premium features. We have free access to all plugins, including the APK editor. We have priority help and bug fixing through an exclusive premium support forum. So we can help you fix bugs on your app. So this makes it a little easier when you write complex applications. You can access advanced features such as Wi-Fi device browser, themed and transparent apps. You can also access advanced samples. It is easy to get a premium access. Just follow these steps and you will become a premium user. Premium users have a lot of advantage than regular users. You can build industry top apps. You can build fascinating apps with the help of these features. So if you go to samples and you open a sample, you can actually run the sample and also copy the sample. When I run the sample, this is the simple hello world sample. It's the same as the one on the start page. Let me go to another sample, and here I have the controls demo. So this sample shows some of the basic DroidScript controls. These controls have different functions to them. The first control I have here is the text control. With the text control, you can create your own text. And I have the image control. You can create image objects with this control. And I have the button control, in which you can create as many buttons as you want for your app. I have the toggle control. And a checkbox. These controls are one of the popular controls found on all Android devices. The spinner control, you can actually choose stuff from this control. And I have a text edit control. Maybe you want to build a text editor. That's a good start for a simple Android app. You can build a text editor with all functions on text editing. And this is a list. And lastly, I have a so you can find more and more controls available on DroidScript. Button samples. These are some of the button styles available on DroidScript. You can actually create your own customized button. You can customize any button to your own design. With DroidScript, you can draw stuff. You can rotate images. You can tween images. You can slide layouts from one to the other. Here's the sample for that. This sample shows you how to animate layouts and show sliding effects to layouts. This is a fundamental transition for DroidScript layout animations. So you can change the sliding speed. You can also call callbacks. These callbacks are functions that are called whenever the animation stops. So if the animation stops, it calls a certain code to execute. And dialog progress bar shows how to use a progress bar dialog. So you can create a progress bar dialog with DroidScript. These are some of the coolest stuff you can add to your application. You want to show a progress for whatever stuff or a task you are doing. So progress bars are one of the controls that come along with DroidScript. You can also create custom dialogues and how to use tabs. These are tabs. So by using tabs, you can put different tabs. You can put layouts on each tab so that each tab contains its own stuff. The first tab contains a button. The second tab is a checkbox. And the last tab, the third tab, is no stuff one. DroidScript comes with Font Awesome. Font Awesome, those who are familiar with Font Awesome knows what it is. Font Awesome allows you to show icons on your app with simple text. So here we are using the built-in Font Awesome font, but the set font file method can also be used to load any true type font, or you may call it the TTF file from your local system. So this sample shows you how to use Font Awesome. So each icon here, each icon displayed here is made from Font Awesome, which comes with DroidScript. DroidScript is capable of showing formatted text or text that is formatted using HTML tags. So basically you can use HTML with DroidScript. In other words, what I'm saying is you can choose to build web apps with DroidScript. So you can create web apps, or you can just choose to make native apps, or even make what we call hybrid apps using the built-in web view control. So whichever way you choose, you can make use of all the power of the modern Chrome browser engine in every type of app. So this Chrome browser engine is available on all types of apps, native apps, HTML5 apps, or hybrid apps. I said you can make hybrid apps using the built-in web view control. So what is a web view control? Just want to go through simple introduction to web view. A web view control is a control that lets you display web pages. Not only can you display web pages, but you can load a remote URL or a remote web page. In other words, you can access the internet using a web view. So with DroidScript, you can build your own browser app, your own browser. So WebView allows you to load local, dynamic, and remote web pages. So take note that remote web pages use your internet. There are a lot of cool stuff on DroidScript. You will find a lot and lots of cool stuff and lots of functionalities, because we are adding functionalities every time there is an update. Every time we update the application, we are adding new functionalities to the app. Next, I'm going to show you where you can learn JavaScript and where you find plugins for your DroidScript. So before you start writing your own apps, it is a good idea to read the documentation explaining layouts, as these are fundamental parts of every DroidScript app. So those who have built or used other APIs to create their own applications, or who have been building apps or know a little stuff about building apps. So there is a thing with the measurements in when you are using DroidScript. In order to maintain the scale of graphical objects in devices with different screen resolutions and orientations, all positioning and sizing values are given as a decimal fraction of the screen width or height. For example, creating a button with a width of 0.5 would make the button half the screen width, and using a height of 0.1 would make the button 1/10 of the screen height. You can however leave the width and height parameters as many controls if you want to control the size according to its content. So here is what I'm saying. Go to edit, So this is the width value 0.2, and this is the height value -1. So -1 is saying auto, just put anything there. The program will decide according to the aspect ratio. So aspect ratio will be used here if you say -1. And here 0.3, that's 1/3 of the screen, and 0.1, that's 1/10 of the screen. So if I change the height to 1/5 of the screen, it would appear as this. Run the app. See, the button is now much bigger than before. And if I change the width to, let's say, 0.6, run the app, the width is 1/6 of the screen. So this was a little note to those who have come across interface designing or anything that includes creating graphical interfaces. So by starting DroidScript, if you are new to DroidScript, if you are a new user to DroidScript, I would recommend you read the documentation. This is a good start for all beginners and for other professionals. There are some parts of the introduction that might be of help to professional users, especially beneficial to beginners. So DroidScript is not just for beginners. Many professionals are using DroidScript all across our planet, and we can provide an enhanced support service to help you build your commercial application. So this is the documentation. Here you find the introduction, the reference, and the JavaScript and the plugins. So if you are already a Java coder, why not boost your productivity and switch to DroidScript so that you can rapidly generate your UI and then extend DroidScript's functionality through our plugin mechanism. So plugins extend DroidScript to another level. You can actually create cool UI plugins with the plugins. So without the introduction, you can read an introduction to DroidScript. In this case, I have told you about DroidScript, and I'm still telling you about more on DroidScript. So the reference page shows you app methods. So these app methods can be used in your app. They are layouts methods, Bluetooth methods, components methods, controls methods, database methods, drawers methods, file operations methods, graphics, network, syntax, and sounds methods. So layout is the fundamental part of every DroidScript app. You gotta know how to create a layout, images, buttons, all of those controls are placed on layouts. So to actually see your stuff, we should first create a layout for those things. All objects are placed on layouts. Here you find more stuff on layouts, how to create layouts, how to make all different types of layouts. We have 3 types of layouts actually. So layouts are container objects which are used to visually organize graphical objects such as text, buttons, and images on the screen. We have three types of layouts, as I've just said. We have linear layouts, frame layouts, and absolute layouts. Those who have used HTML or are familiar with HTML know more or have a advantage with the layout. So on this layout you can actually put backgrounds, or you can make the layout transparent. You can animate the layout, show sliding effects, fade in, fade out effects, and more cool stuff. So let's start with linear layouts. Linear layouts organize controls in either the vertical or horizontal direction on screen. Vertical this is an example of vertical layouts in which you can align all your objects in a vertical. Here all buttons are aligned vertically. And you can make horizontal layouts. Objects are placed in a horizontal line. So by default, all layouts will auto size to wrap their contents, but you have 3 more options as to how a layout sizes within its parent. So you have few X, few Y, and few XY. So you can create combined layouts with horizontal and vertical objects together. The second type of layouts is the frame layouts. Frame layouts are used to display objects in front or behind each other. So every time the addChild function is called on a frame layout, the child object is placed in a new layer in front of the previously added object at the top left of the frame. So what I'm saying is frame layout puts each object on top of the other. So objects are placed on top of the other. So to view these layouts, you could use animated flips, slides, or use transparency. I have an example here, the image swap example. It shows how frame layouts work. So here is a frame layout. You can only see one object, but the other object is hidden. So when I run this application, the second object is hid behind the first. So here's the second object. You can show it and hide it, show it and hide it. So as I was saying, the other object or the second object is placed on top of the first object. It is different from linear and other type of layouts because in this case objects are not put on side to side but on top. Lastly, we have the absolute layouts. So absolute layouts ignore all alignment options and allow the absolute positioning of controls by calling the set option and set size functions of each of the child objects. So this type of layout is really used, and you are encouraged to use linear layouts for most of your programs. Padding and margins. You can use set padding function of a layout to keep layout's child objects away from the edges of the layout. So set padding function and set margins functions are one of the important methods that are used along with the linear layouts or frame layouts. That's all for layouts. You can read more stuff on layouts on our help forum or on the documentation on DroidScript app. DroidScript comes with different types of components you can use. You can create cryptographic components in which these cryptographic components allows you to encrypt any data on your device. You can encrypt anything or create a cryptographic for your object. You can create dialogues, create locator. This is a GPS location too. So the locator component can be used to find your whereabouts on the planet using either your device's GPS or information from your network. So it is a great tool if you are going to build a location app. So it can either be GPS or network. So network means get the location from the cell network, and Wi-Fi. GPS tells the locator to use the device's GPS. So with DroidScript you can also create notifications. Here's a simple app for notifications. See the notification there. Let me run it again. That's the notification, and it cancels. You can create service. So services are programs that run behind or in the background of your Android. So you can create these services to manage and control your app from the background. You can also create speech recognition objects, and you can also create a web server. You can also create all different kinds of components with DroidScript. So this is a database method or database controls. So what this does is it lets you save. This is a method that lets you save your data on your device, so you can actually use this saved data later. So the save text method saves a text value to the user's storage space. So you can use this method when saving and loading user preferences. You can actually share data across multiple apps when the same ID is used by both apps. So data from your app can also be used on your other app. You can save numbers, you can save boolean, that is true or false. You can load your saved text, load your numbers, or load your saved boolean. I can't say much on controls. I have already looked at this one at the samples. So these are all the controls available on DroidScript. Create button, create camera view, checkbox, create list dialog, create list view, create scroller, create stick bar, create spinner, create text edit, create video view, create web view. Drawers. do. So we have what we call the add drawer method. Use the add drawer method to add a layout as drawer to the app. Some of you are familiar with a drawer on Android apps. It is actually a layout that you slide from the left or right side in your app or any other app. Most apps built right now comes along with drawers. So this drawer can be shown when sliding the finger or from the border, the finger from the border to the middle of the screen. So drawers are equal to normal layouts. They are just added to the app via app drawer method instead of add layout method. So you can add cool stuff on your drawers. Or show anything that can be put on any layout on DroidScript. You can show it on the drawer side. We have file operations methods. So DroidScript allows you to control your files, your external files, internal files, everything. It allows you to make changes, read data, save data, and all other kind of stuff. You can delete files, delete folder, file, or check if a file exists. If a folder exists, get external folder, get a private folder, or you can make a folder. You can open a file with all different types of encodings. You can open a file, read a file, rename file. You can rename folder. You can write a file such as text. You can save text. And one of the mostly used methods by many app users, that is the graphics method. So there are a number of graphics methods, starting from the create GL view. The create GL view method allows you to create animations and other things that let you create your own game. So GL view is a fast 2D canvas suitable for drawing and moving graphics around on the screen quickly, and ideal for making games. You can create a GL object using the create GL view method on the app object. So it is quite simple to create your own game with DroidScript. You can also create images with the GL view object. You can also draw images and draw a sprite from a spreadsheet. So this this is a spreadsheet. You can see the animation, the little dude running over there. So this method gives you the power to create a game, a cool game, or anything that includes graphics, animations. You can create images, you can get the display height, you can get the display width, you can get the current device orientation, you can get the rotation, your device rotation, get screen density, get screen height, get screen width, and set the orientation to your device. So orientation meaning you can run your app within a landscape orientation or use the default portrait orientation. Okay, was it graphics? Okay, so that's all for graphics, and we have network methods. So with the network methods, we have create, download, get IP address, get MAC address, and open URL. As I've said before, you can open a web page with this open URL method. You can open any website with this method, but it will open using external application or default web browser you use on your device. So with the DroidScript API, you have access to all your device sensors. You have access to the accelerometer, access to the orientation, and access to the light sensor. So there are a number of available sensors: accelerometer, magnetic field, orientation, light, and proximity sensors. We have the sounds or methods. You can create a media player. You can use text to speech engine. So DroidScript allows you to use the text to speech engine. So this engine allows you to read text and sound speech, vibrate. You can send the feedback to your device. So the vibrate method vibrate the phone or tablet with a given pattern. The vibrate pattern is passed in as a text parameter with comma separated integer values given in milliseconds with this format. So the format is pause, vibrate, pause, vibrate. So it's 0, vibrate, 100 or any value, and then pause, and then another vibrate and a pause. So app.vibrate 0, 100, 30, 100, 60, 300 is saying pause 0, start by pausing, and in 100 milliseconds I vibrate for 100 milliseconds and pause for 30 milliseconds, vibrate again for 100 milliseconds, and pause again and vibrate again. That's all for sounds methods. So for beginners or new beginners to JavaScript, DroidScript allows you to learn JavaScript or be a JavaScript coder with DroidScript. So you can learn the basics of the JavaScript language till you are a advanced or an expert with JavaScript. So you become used, or you get used to JavaScript the more you use DroidScript. So it is much easier to learn JavaScript using DroidScript. So we have the JavaScript page. On this page you can learn how to use JavaScript, the basics and the advanced features of JavaScript. And here we have the plugins. No plugins yet shown here. I haven't downloaded any plugins, but you can download plugins inside DroidScript. Just go to menu and plugins. Here you see a list of all available plugins, and some plugins are not free and the others are free. For plugins that are not free, you can become a premium user to download these plugins for free. So a premium user, a DroidScript premium, gives you access to all free and or it gives you access to all plugins. All plugins, you can use all plugins if you are a DroidScript premium user. So this is the stuff that comes with DroidScript and what power DroidScript has. So DroidScript is a much powerful tool for creating Android application. As I've said, DroidScript is not just for beginners, but it is also used by many professionals around the globe. So DroidScript makes coding 10 times faster and easier than using the standard Android API. On DroidScript, we have done all the hard work for you and wrapped it up in an easy to use API which simplifies and protects you from all the issues which are caused by differences in hardware and Android versions across the multitude of phones and tablets available. So basically you can run any app you built with DroidScript on any Android platform. So before I go, I want to make a small program. I am going to create a button. So DroidScript shows you a sidebar with different methods. So this is a autofill, or it can help you find the correct method you are looking for. So here I want to create a layout, so I'll say create layout. In this case, it autofills everything for you. This is the default properties for a layout. I'm going to set the background of the layout to green color. So lay dot set back color, I'll say green. And I'm going to create a button. Here the button, we have a text that says DroidScript and a width of 0.5 and a height of 0.2. Add the button to my layout. So with the built-in code editor, it is much simpler to write code because everything is done for you. So with this code right here, with this line of code, I have added the button to the layout. That's all with the button. Now I want to add the layout to the app. If you leave a code like this, it is not finished. Everything is fine with the code, but you won't see anything on the screen. So don't leave out the app dot add layout method. This adds the layout to the app, and I run my app. So this is a simple example on how to create a small button. Run the app. So this is the button and the layout. If you notice, the layout is small and the button fills the layout. So why is the layout small? As I have said before, you can change the properties of the layout to make it fill the screen, and you can align all objects and center them to the layout. So I'll add an option, V center, and remove the horizontal. V center, and I'll also add fill XY. So with fill XY, the app, the layout is covering the screen. It fills the screen. There we go. So you see, the layout is now covering the whole screen, and we have our button in the middle of the layout. So this is what I have for you today on how to create a simple button with DroidScript. And what is DroidScript? I'm sure you have learned one or two on DroidScript. This is the first tutorial. Please watch more tutorials for more features with DroidScript. Please subscribe to my channel and follow the links if you want to learn more about DroidScript. Download DroidScript on the App Store and start building your own Android applications.